Hi and welcome to our 15th episode, and I'm in conversation with the Dean and Director of Six Cricket Academy, Mr. Jeshwant. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
We've received many questions, but before we kickstart this episode, I would like to thank all the parents who've sending us a lot of questions. My first question to you is, how do I know that the child is progressing from a parent point of view?
Yeah, this is a very valid question, Sufi, because it is a tough one. See, in school or college where you go, end of the year, you're promoted to the next class. You know your marks. You know whether your child. Last year had got 75%. Now this year has got he or she has got 80. So the child is progressing, is promoted to another class. Cricket being a kind of a sport, or generally in any sport, it is very difficult. See, I've come across parents who, obviously with big corporate backgrounds, asking what is the quarterly improvement and what is the yearly improvement. Sport or an art doesn't work like that, because skill acquisition, there is no time bound. There's no yardstick as such. Say like today is the 31st of March, obviously all the accounts will have to be closed because it has to be closed. But in skill acquisition, it's not like that. Till probably the entire year nothing happened. Then on the last day there may be a sudden spurt of talent, crossing the lines or crossing the boundaries, and then obviously when that skill is acquired in such a way, obviously it'll help in performance. Now coming back to the parents' concern about as to how do I know? See, a few things. Obviously in cricket, unlike in hockey or in football, there is a scorebook. So see, in a hockey or a football, now if your child is playing the full back or something like that, there is no way he or she will score a goal. It's only the forwards or the centre forwards who score the goals. So how do you judge that full back who is defending the goals? How will you know that he or she is progressing? So similarly, in skill acquisition or in sport, this is a general thing. But for a parent, a good hint would be, which I would like to, I've come across many parents, especially complaining. See, parents whose children are just going forward, I have absolutely no problem, and the parents have no problem with the child or with the coach. But when there is stagnation or when there is no improvement from the child's side or the athlete's side, there are so many comments which come, my son, especially, referring to cricket, my son is not getting enough bowling. My son is not getting the proper number to bat. Enough opportunity to bat in the playing 11. He is not being picked in the playing 11. There is someone else is being given the favoritism. All that is there. I'm not saying it's not there at all. It doesn't exist. But all this will exist at a age group level. Once after that, after 19, you got to play the ball which is coming at 140 at you. If you are not skilled, you will just vanish. As simple as that. But at junior age group, at the age group levels, under 14, under 16, there are people, these kind of things happen. But I would like to tell the parent, because basically this show is all about talking to the parents, the sports parents. So now you will get a clear hint whether your son or daughter is progressing or not in the sport by probably understanding. See, if your son is batting higher in the order, why is he batting higher in the order? Obviously, he is capable of getting runs, or he is getting bowling at the right time. He is getting the maximum bowling. Why? Because he is the best bowler in the group. Now, if you start complaining, saying that, I'm not getting the proper number, or I'm not getting enough, if I don't get opportunity, how does he or she, showcase his talent? Agreed. But at the same time, why don't you ask yourself, why does a particular coach or the captain or whoever, or the PT master who's taking care of the team, of the school team, why he or she is sending your son, not sending him high, or not giving him enough bowling? Does he want to lose the game? No coach or no captain wants to lose the game. So obviously he, according to what he thinks will be his best resources, he will be sending them up in the order, or he'll be using them at the crucial time of the match. So I think this is another way for a parent to understand that where his or her child is going. This is one way. Apart from the scorebook, see what is happening, Sophie, here is parents are losing out on patience. See, they are all starting very early. At the age of 7, 8, they are starting. By the age of 12, which ideally, as far as I'm concerned, 12 is the right age to start. By the age of 12, they're already exhausted, sunburnt, 5 years under the sun. The child has got other options at that age. So he or she will start, not showing that kind of interest what they were showing at the start when they were 3, 4 years earlier. Now, at that time, and another point to add is, see, at the bottom of the pyramid, it's broad and everybody is a cricketer. So what happens is some kid who's slightly mentally, matured or physically slightly strong will have an upper hand and will perform. But as the pyramid, as it goes up, it narrows. So how does it narrow? The people who really are not made for cricket will drop out. So that means what? The better cricketers are there. Now, when you go further, it will be even better. So what happens is my son or daughter's performance, which he or she was performing so well before, now it is narrowing or it's not the same. Why? Because he or she is competing with better players, as simple as that. Now you got here in this sport, it's not like me writing the exam. It is, I have to compete, I have to be at my best, and my best has to be better than the ones whom I'm competing. So it's as simple as that. So my one last line I want to add to the parents as to, instead of looking at the progress of the sport in itself, which obviously if he's talented, if he's good, he's in the right hands, it will happen. See as to what are the other things he's gaining. Is he gaining physically? Is he getting more healthy? Is he getting strong? Is he able to communicate? Is he able to make friends? Is he able to work out in a team environment? Is he getting into the habit of asking? These are all things which the sport gives. I think that is progress for me. And in sport, yes, it will happen because it's not time bound like March 31st.
Next question from a parent is, he's been visiting his son's games, and the under 14 and under 16 age group spinners are dominating as a bowling unit. As a batsman, how do I play aggressive without losing my wicket and scoring runs?
See, this is another question where again I'll touch upon patience. This is what the parent needs to have, the patience, because if the parent loses patience, it is very difficult on the child to go forward, because see, his question is very relevant. It is against the spinners. So that means what? The batsman will have to use the strength, the power to dominate the spinner. Whereas against a faster bowler, the speed of the bowler can be used, and the batsman need not be that physically strong to dominate in the age group. But like again I said, when they are 17, 18, they'll all be strong, they'll be able to dominate. And at this phase, it's a very relevant question that, the child is not able to dominate against the spinner. Simple, because the child does not have the strength, which will come. So again, if you're patient, this is a simple problem. If you don't have the patience, last few years he was getting so many runs and now he's not getting, because the opposition also, the bowlers have also
quality of bowlers.
Quality of bowlers, the quality of fielding, the quality of field set, everything has changed. So this is what, and I think it's just matter of time that boy will be doing well. So just be patient with him.
The last question is, recently I've been interacting with a lot of parents who've told me that the exams are over, and how do we plan for the ahead of the season?
Yeah, that's again I would like to, probably at the risk of repetition, more is not everything. The parents are thinking, the more I play, my son or daughter has to get better. There is a limit to it, there is a limit, and there's rest which is important. And the question is very nicely put, because of how do we plan? Yes, now you have the summer, you don't have pressure from the school or college, so yes, you go all out. But it is about balancing life skills. This sport should teach you how to balance life skills. Yes, June, July onwards, the school, colleges will start, the studies get priority. Then around Feb, March, Jan, the studies become everything. So you got to balance this. This is how life goes on also. So if this is how you got to learn. Now coming to how do we plan, because each age group is different, Sufi. So I cannot be telling a plan for a 12-year-old kid to a senior player. To a senior player, it's a lot different. But see to it that the smile in the athlete is maintained. The athlete is not showing fatigue physically or mentally. Whether he's sharp, you as a parent or as a coach can easily find out on all that and plan accordingly. And you will get the calendar for the KSCA from the KSCA or the BCCI as to what is happening at which part of the year. So accordingly, the pre-season, the in season, the rest, the post season, all these things need to be managed. And we do as coaches, we plan for it. I don't think it is basically a parents' problem. It is more of a coach's field to plan this. And I think planning that should be left to the coach who knows more about it. And with the parent has got something, something important exam he or she is writing around January. And then how do we go about that? So these specific things probably the parent can sit with the coach and talk and sort out as to how to go about it. So planning should be about balancing life skills. That is what this sport should teach you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the parents who've reached out to us, and also we are back on every first of the month, and stay tuned for more videos.